Black African Power family. It's good. Hey, Mika. Said unblock your other account. What's good? What hell you got? You in there? You in the building? Man, I ain't figured out how to unblock that. I did it one time and I forgot how to do it. Glad to have you here, though, Mika. You know we peeps, yo, all day. What it do? Got 19,000 people in here, man. We ain't been on for a minute. Just wanted to come through, just share a little bit of, you know how we get on around here, man. We're getting ready for next week. Well, they say it's a debate, but y'all know what it is, man. We don't debate people that aren't equal. We just teach them. It's gonna be a teaching lesson, man. Omar Reed, what's up with you, brother? What it do, man? Yeah. I see you, Rob Rich Sr. What's up? Destroyer 0869. Hey, Mika. West African. Well, your name too long, but I'm just going to go with the West African. Fat with the tax. What's up? Shaz, Pure Black, Elder P. Yeah, man, let a couple more people come up in here, man. We're going to go ahead and start rocking out, man. Do this thing like we're going to do it. A couple more seconds. All right. Let me get this party started right, man. Get it started right. Get up in this groove, man. And get to hitting it. So yeah, man, we're gonna start off with first of all, man, Black African Power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killer in the house. We come to do, we got to do. We're gonna do, we got to do. We standing tall, we standing strong. Hey, man, pseudo killers on deck. What's up, family, man? Good to see everybody in the bazillion, man. We done missed a couple. We wasn't on last week, taking a little break. You know what I'm saying? Letting the pseudos kill themselves, man. Y'all go check out that show we did on Chill Talk, man. Shout out to Chill Talk, man. All right. Shout out to Sean Moss Clan Warriors, man. Shout out to the Posse, the Posse, the Kofi Posse research team, man. Get that hot book, man. Spears of the Mossy, man. Y'all know what it is. Let a couple more people come in the building, man. We're going to go right to the Journal of Science, man. All right. So, you know, there's always some good information on the vaccines. And I tell everybody, man, do not listen to your president. You know what I'm saying? Do not listen to the news. You know what I mean? Man, y'all go to them journals, man. I think I put them all. I think I put them all in a presentation one time. I thought I showed them to y'all, man. Let me see if I can find that, man, real quick. Because I think that's important. Let me see. Yeah, man, I want everybody to really at least be able to, you know, fortify yourself with the proper information, man. And if you wasn't scientifically literate, you was done when the pandemic set in. I felt like we was ahead of the game in what we was teaching. And all y'all that's been following me over the last years, man, I think y'all was prepared for this. You just had to been able to ready to abandon your worldview that you had, that you was raised up on. You know what I'm saying? So if you could abandon your worldview, then you was good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just times where you just have to change, man. Change from where you was at and your perspective, and be able to change that. So if you couldn't do that, you was stuck. And so, you know, I hear a lot of people say, well, Unc, you changed. You damn right I changed. And what I supposed to stay stuck? You know, the message has to stay fluid. Has to be organic. And what I mean is that if you've been following a person for 10 years and they haven't added something to their game or haven't refined what they was doing, then, you know what I'm saying, and their message hasn't changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I say the message, I mean the core base of what we do around here is always learning. So that foundation will never turn. Research methodology, that don't know, scientific literacy, that right there never changed. But I had to grow to that. And a lot of people kind of thought I was out my mind, which was funny to me. So, I mean, I find it to be real interesting, but you know, it's all good. So, you know, I just want to say I appreciate the people that's been following me for years. And I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to have a few people. And I just teach you what I teach my family, the conversations I have with my children. You know, that's what I've been giving y'all years. And so I think it's very important. What's going on, Kent? You on mute, bro. I can hear you now a little bit.
Hold on a minute, man. I can't hear you. Hey, what's happening with you, man?
Your name up. You ain't showing your screen, just going that route.
Yeah, I got I had trying to eat this junk real quick. I just got in the house, man.
Okay. All right, man. Pseudo kill on deck. Clark Kent.
What's happening with you?
What's up with you, man? You know what it is, bro.
Indeed.
So yeah, let me dig into this article. All right. COVID-19. Okay. So you got this white lady on here. All right. And the first thing she doing is she holding up a damn sign, man. Hope y'all can see. She talking about no mandatory vaccinations, no microchips, no turning, no fear. It says even before even before a coronavirus vaccine became available, some activists are ready to attack it. This woman attended the Reopen Virginia protests in Richmond in April. Misinformation campaign. And I've been fighting this, man, since back in December 16th, when I was in Harlem, right? And, you know, once again, I was ahead of the curve. You know, we've been promoting vaccines for the last year. And valuable information. Valuable information. So right here it says, this is the title of officials grind for a war on vaccine information. Fears of a rushed COVID-19 vaccine and rise of social media demand new messaging strategy. Damn, man, I'm glad science decided to join us, man. So we've been slaying these pseudos for a while, man. We've been on that hunt. You know, normally science doesn't like to get involved. Like they too busy in the lab doing what they doing.
Right.
So they can't even, like that ain't even on their radar like that. And science will tell you that, hey, when you step out and debate these people, you actually give them a platform.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with it, some aspects of it, but then I got to think about my damn people, right? And I feel like every time you see me beat the brakes off of somebody, that's a win. You know what I'm saying? As long as I don't get out of control like I can. When I get out the tank, that's when I lose, Ken. You know what I'm saying? That's when we lose.
I mean, it get overwhelming sometimes, man. Like, I see why they don't debate, because it's like it's way more pseudos than it is people that actually study the subject. So, you know what I mean? I see why they wouldn't, like, they would spend their time doing more research and politicking amongst the ones that know what time it is,
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go back and gather people up.
Yeah, it's hard to go back and gather people up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got CK in the building.
CK the poet was good, pseudo killer on deck.
Peace, peace.
What's up, CK?
Yeah, we live and fluid. We live and fluid.
What y'all got going on tonight?
Better late than never. I put everything in the chat. Better late than never.
How is it late? I'm here 10 minutes after you went live.
But I was live at 9:30 on the dot. Talk.
That's a lie.
What you talk about live on the chat?
According to the YouTube lovely title, it says that you started streaming 10 minutes ago, sir.
Well, you know the
I was
Europeans.
typing it up in the Zoom back chat for 30 minutes, but I knew no such event that took place.
You know the Europeans make that up. That time ain't accurate though. Okay, they do that to try to throw us back. Try to pit us against each other, CK, and you just fell for it. Good.
They're playing with the time now. That's what they're
Playing with the time, yo, and y'all know that, man. Why can't y'all get that? You got to always know they play with the time on the YouTube channel and throw everybody. We're in the time zone.
already.
Come on now.
Lordy
You know,
mercy.
hey, the pseudo can just say anything, just like that. So let me read the article, right? So today's subject, we're dealing with misinformation, right? Misinformation. Why are we so susceptible to misinformation? Why is our community so susceptible to misinformation? Why is all communities susceptible to misinformation? And y'all know that our community, is just more people. The numbers are higher in our community based off of social economic status. You know what I'm saying? Based off of not having as many college degrees. Well, even a person in college is susceptible to misinformation, man. We all are. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth, right? Us on this panel, we susceptible to it. But we have tools to wiggle our way out of it. If you don't got no tools, you're in trouble. You ain't gonna get out of it with religion, that's for damn sure. So this is by Warren Cornwall. Okay. Within days of the first confirmed novel coronavirus case in the United States on 20th of January, anti-vaccine activists were already hinting on Twitter that the virus was a scam, part of a plot to profit from eventual vaccines. And all of us to study know that it's some money to be made in vaccines, but not like they saying. It's more money to be made in the supplement industry. It's not heavily regulated. The vaccines, you know what I'm saying, it ain't no, even if you see they making $5 billion or whatever it is, man, they make more money off of the other pharmaceutical products, hands down. Nearly half a year later, scientists around the world right, are rushing to create a COVID-19 vaccine. An approved product is still months, if not years away, and public health agencies have not yet mounted campaigns to promote it. But health communication experts say they need to start to lay the groundwork for acceptance now, because the flood of misinformation from anti-vaccine activists has surged. And we already know it. We shook the tree in our community and we realized, you know what I'm saying, in a quote unquote conscious community, you know what I'm saying, 99.99% of everybody was against vaccines because they thought they had educated themselves past that. But they did like we always say they do. They're following their European counterparts, right? They're claiming to fight against European colonialism and European racism, white supremacy, and European science and European information, but go right to the quacks for their information. Let me finish. Recent polls have found as few as 50% of people in the United States are committed to receiving, 50% of people in the United States are committed to receiving a vaccine, with another quarter wavering. Some of the communities most at risk, watch this, from the virus are also the most leery amongst Black people, who account for nearly 1/4 of US COVID-19 deaths. 40% said they won't get the vaccine. In a mid-May poll by the Associated Press and the University of Chicago, see graph below. It say in France, 26 said they won't get the coronavirus vaccine. Let me reread this again. This is the Journal of Science, man. Okay, and y'all tell me if this makes some sense or not. Recent polls have found as few as 50% of people in the United States are committed to receiving a vaccine, with another quarter wavering. Some of the communities most at risk from the virus are also most leery. Among Black people, who account for nearly 1/4 of the US COVID-19 deaths, 40% said they won't get the vaccine. In a mid-May poll by the Associated Press and the University of Chicago. In France, 26% said they won't get the coronavirus vaccine. The Center for Disease Control, right, and Prevention, CDC, is now working on a plan to boost vaccine confidence as part of the federal effort to develop a vaccine. Director Robert Redford told the Senate committee this week, advocates urge campaigns that include personal messages and storytelling. We better use every minute we have between now and when that vaccine or vaccines are ready, because it's a real fragile ground right now, says Hennet Larson, an anthropologist and head of the Vaccine Confidence Project in London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Okay. So let me get this straight. A little bit closer to y'all. Let me get this straight. We're more predisposed to COVID-19. And 40% of us are already talking about we're not even getting the vaccine. We need it the most, but we're not getting it. Fear, miseducation, transcontinental slave trade. It has exposed us. Let me put it that way. For the group of people that swear they got the most bang in this culture, For the group of people that swear we are the most resilient, we walk around our chest, we can go through anything. We the most resilient. You know, we used to it. We're used to grinding it out. We got that grind culture. We bounce back. We don't die, we just multiply. That culture right there got exposed when that virus came out, y'all. I don't know if I'm smart enough or what the hell it was, but I felt like all that was pseudo-isms anyway, because just saying you're the most resilient don't mean a hill of beans. It's about what can you do right now. It was a lot of talk about who we was. We run fat, we do all of that, the greatest history. Yeah, we did all of that. And when our first real test, this was a real test. See, this wasn't like when Martin Luther King and them was banging it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you could just sit on the sidelines and reap the benefits.
It's when the melanin was supposed to go ham.
Yeah, this is when who you said you was supposed to rise to the top. Okay? That didn't happen. We fell flat on our face, right? And we got individuals in our community promoting that. Polite, it's an anti-vaxxer. Sarnetta promotes anti-vaccine material on this channel. Dr. Feelgood Valentine, Dr. Sabi, red pill, blue pill, green pill, gray pill, Ali Baba Muhammad, Minister Stinky Inky. They all promote anti-vaccine European jargon. The leadership promotes anti-vaccines. No support. You got a few elders that stand up. We fell straight on our face, right? We're not who we thought we was. Misinformation has decimated the conscious community. Where the hell y'all think the rappers and stuff get their information from, y'all?
Thanks.
They get it from the conscious community. You got Umar Fake Johnson, he on the Breakfast Club, Polite and them on the Breakfast Club, Tariq Nasheed with the misinformation, Hidden Colors, he on the Breakfast Club. How the hell you think they got? The conscious community heads the way. Pharaoh, Sadi, all anti-vaxxers, y'all. Y'all want to add something to that, man? Because I'm getting hot up in here now. Because it's just deplorable, if I said that right.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point with the rappers and you know, mainstream urban media, you know what I'm saying, putting those guys on a bigger platform, you know what I mean, being that we suffer the most from it. It kind of make you wonder, like, you know, if they, you know, who's letting it happen like that, or who's letting it happen like that. If it was a conspiracy, then shoot, they really ain't got to do nothing but let it continue to let the people continue to say the stuff they're saying. As far as being anti-vax and all that. If you want to take black people out, convince them that vaccines don't work and that this virus ain't as bad as it is, and put them out there and let them just catch it
and die.
I mean, if it was a conspiracy, that's how I would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you think about it though, you know, I mean, we as black people, we got a pretty good reason to be skeptical. You know, you got people, you know, supposed to be providing you with medical care, and then they don't do it, or they, you know, conducting experiments on you to see how things work, or see if this will work on you, or how much pain you could tolerate. You know, that would make anybody skeptical of of any type of vaccines, or just any type of medical procedures for that matter. But, you know, I mean, that's why we as black people, we started, you know, going into these various universities and becoming doctors and nurses and scientists. So we could be that one to, come up with that next discovery, figure out that next vaccine. We're the ones giving that care to our people. So I feel like that like if Black people are going to continue to hold that that stance that, hey, we can't trust the white man's science, we can't trust white people or whatever, well, then bump it. Then let's all go to school, for those of us that are smart enough to do it. Get them degrees, get that money secured or whatever, have our own hospitals, have our own laboratories. But we can't be making up information either. We can't be making stuff up.
I don't see how
that's what I'm concerned about. Like, I don't want us to get, our own, and then because we want to, change the narrative and do basically the same thing that white people was doing, trying to paint the whole world, white, or trying to misconstrue information, for political reasons or for, agenda reason or superiority reason. You want to make it seem like your race is superior. I don't want us to get trapped in that either. But yikes. I mean, if you think about it, like, it's gotten to this point like this really because of the education. Like, the educational system in our country is pretty shitty. And then when you're surrounded by nothing but negative, I guess you could say, images or media, you got the music that's pointing negativity your way. You got the movies pointing negativity your way. Everybody's distracted by sports and everything else. And then you got all this misinformation being jammed down your throat. And shoot, with the internet blowing up within the last 20 or so years, it just makes it easier for people to get that misinformation. But it's Photoshop and video editing, you can make anything look real nowadays.
It's weird that the scientists became the bad guys and the guys talking the different stuff, you know what I mean? Like the misinformation or like where people flock, you know what I'm saying? Like you would
about it, think, it's cool. It's cool.
I mean, but they still talking. They still talking like they talk science though,
Think about it though, Kent. What is the most popular genre of media? Like, if you go to see a movie or you watch a TV show, what is the most popular?
Like sci-fi?
Science fiction. Yeah, science fiction. Remember, even back in the day, like before, we even had CG like that, even when our parents were growing up, the Twilight Zone was extremely popular. That World War, I forget what was it called, the World of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Man, people thought that shit was real. They thought aliens was really attacking the darn planet, son. But that sci-fi stuff is just cool.
Right.
Like, you want it to be real. Like, who don't want to be Wolverine running around bodying mother flowers and, healing right after?
Right.
Who wouldn't want to fly like Superman? It's cool, but
let me say this real fast.
Yikes.
I disagree.
One thing when you thought that shit was cool as a kid, but once you get to an adult, you gotta come back to reality.
I disagree with you, CK, 100%. So
why you say that?
Well, you said a lot. Let me rewind a little bit. So you went back to the point where you said that we don't trust them because of things. Am I correct?
No, I didn't. I'm saying that I can see why some don't, or some would say that they don't, rather.
Right.
I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that that's really accurate, because if we didn't trust them, we wouldn't be trusting them with every damn thing else.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying misinformation feeds into misinformation. So you would have to read something to even know that. And we listened to that video, Kent, and the thing that's the oldest on the planet is what, yo?
You said what's the oldest on the planet?
Word of mouth, how information travels.
Okay, got you.
Word of mouth, talking about people is way older than newspapers. Newspapers are new. Internet is new. Science is new. But for 300,000 years, word of mouth ruled the day.
Right.
I'm telling you, you told me, you know what I'm saying? Talking back and forth, spreading rumors. These things been around forever. And so give me a recent event over the last 20 years where something dramatic has happened, like in the medical industry to Black people specifically. Matter of fact, since the history of this country, everybody has ran across that. MK Ultra, that was the hippies, Black people, whoever. They even did it to the people that belong to the FBI. They was, giving them LSD, right? So the truth is, then nobody should trust them then, right? So Black people ain't reading enough information, the right information. If you read the right information, then you have checks and balances. So we can't use that as an excuse. When you have been marginalized, when you have been through slavery, when you've been through all these things, right? You have to educate yourself. All that, go get some Black people. We have Black scientists. Just because we have a Black scientist don't mean that the information is going to be right. That does not guarantee rightness in science. The color of your skin does not mean you're going to be right or do it right. Let's get that established. We just need good science. So we can't play one side of the fence. Well, we need our own scientists. The pseudo says that. We just need to understand science. Is what we need to do, right? We do need to make a concerted effort to get more of our children into science and scientific literacy. We do need that, right? Information, because we're in the information age, we're in the space age, and science rules the day. So for that alone, so they can take care of themselves and raise the community, we do need that. But just because you got more Black people in science, don't mean the vaccine's gonna be safer. It don't mean that. Because you can get Black people to do bad science. You can get bad Chinese to do bad science. You can get Europeans to do bad science. So we can't throw that pass out there, because that's the pseudo card. That's the pseudo playbook. We need more people like so we need Ink in them doing it.
I think you might have misunderstood me, sir. You might have misunderstood my point, though. And I'll take responsibility for that, because I don't think I was being clear.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, I mean, that's your opinion on it, but I'm not, what I'm saying is we all have a right, you know what I'm saying, to feel the way we feel, but let me just speak for myself. Like, I don't care what color the doctor is, as long as he get the shit right. Having a Black doctor does not mean the shit gonna get right. If it do, let me know in the chat room, or y'all let me know. If being Black guarantees shit.
So basically, proper methodology just needs to be widespread. I think more people that have, that know the scientific method, know how we figure things out, and can figure things out, like use those tools to figure things out for themselves. I think like it wouldn't matter what color they are for real, because we'd already just have the tools to know what's what, or how to research it and all that. You know what I'm saying? But some of that stuff we hear, some of the stuff. Oh, go ahead, my bad, CK.
No, I was gonna say, let me clarify. Like I didn't make that statement up because I was trying to imply that because Black people are scientists or Black people are those doctors, that they're all of a sudden going to be more trustworthy. That's why I made the statement right after that, hey, I don't want them to be doing the pseudoscience or trying to have a political agenda behind them, getting into those type of positions. The reason why I made that statement about us having more Black people in those fields is because our people will feel more comfortable. You got to realize that, a decent amount of our population, them getting over that bias that they have towards white people, or trusting, a white person, that's a doctor or whatever, or a scientist or whatever, it's going to be hard to remove that type of thinking from the community. So at least, until we can work on that as a people, in the meantime, we could be getting our own people, more of our own people into those fields, because we already got people in those fields. But why not get more of them into those fields, so we can get busy? But I do agree with you, though. They need to be on point. They can't just be making stuff up.
Yeah, that's true.
The melanin water will save you.
Man, they got the gold water now. I think he was saying something about they had gold water now.
Gold water? What the hell they gonna do with that?
Oh no, I ain't heard about it. I ain't went and look whoever was pushing that. I think it was one of the Pill brothers. But
See, that's what I need to work on, Kent. Cause like, yo, when I left the NOI as a kid, like I completely removed myself from pseudo ideology,
oh yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah,
So
me too.
man, 90% of this stuff, I don't be knowing what we be talking about. Y'all be talking about this pill and this person and this particular pseudo ideology or pseudoscience. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never heard of this in my life. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I ain't never get trapped into a few conspiracy theories back in the day,
Yeah.
but I never dove deep into like the Hebrew Israelites or the whole Egyptomania craziness. I never got into none of that.
And they had me running in circles back in the day. I was trying to find out everything just to wind up back in the same place. Turning in circles trying to figure out who was in control. Illuminati and all that craziness. But yeah.
Yeah. But I think that the angle that he's been trying to go at for the past few some odd years, I think that's important. Like you got to show people that, yo, like this particular pseudo ideology that you pushing, you think is from Black people, but it's not. Just because Phil Valentine said it or Ivan Van Sertima said it or whatever, you think that it was us that came up with it. You got to show the original source. Hey, no, this came from a white person. And it's not that it came from a white person that's the problem. The problem is that this person was discredited. The information that they put out back then, that joint got debunked like well before any of us was born. And you got other Black people snatching it up and repurposing it and then feeding it to you like it's fact.
Right.
And you
like
know
you
what?
said,
When our parents was, what you say?
No, I was just gonna add on to that. Like you said, if we gonna follow the white people information, at least follow the right white people shit. Like we don't want to go with the pseudos, the quacks and stuff, and then we have what we have now.
Yeah.
But go ahead, what you was
I feel like they always be wanting to call like somebody, oh, you an agent or whatever. But I'm like, how are you not the fucking agent? Like you intentionally giving the wrong information to your people.
Man. We ain't cussing.
Oh, my bad.
Mother flowers.
I think I slipped on there a few times.
Flipping. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that one out. Like they beeping out stuff now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a whole.
And people be cussing up a storm on their YouTube videos, and they don't do nothing to them.
All right, well, I'm trying to do something better. That's what we need to do. And yeah, I'm the sailor around here. I'm a sailor.
I will try to do better.
Yeah, you ain't, shoot.
We got two in the joint.
Be a lady. Let's see what we got in the chat. I see Dr. Yaya was good. What else we got there? What you were saying? We got what?
Corey and Kofi in the attendees section.
Brother Kof.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, I see you, Concrete Corey. What's good, Concrete Corey? So
Peace.
Kill on deck.
Man, peace to the panel, man. Peace to everybody out there listening.
Peace.
Just coming in to see what I can add to the discussion,
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Sean P.
Corey.
What's up, CK? How you doing, sis?
Yeah, doing all right. I see you be hiding.
Man, I've been busy lately. Been busy.
On that concrete, yo.
We out there cooking. Cooking in that sun.
Man, I done got about 3 shades blacker.
I don't even know. I don't know how much dog I can get, man. It's hot.
Yeah, that's facts right there. So, okay, so we got a double stack. What's good, Sean? How you doing, man?
Peace to the panel. Peace to everybody in the chat. Yo, Unc, you was touching on the money earlier, man. Real quick, I didn't want you to get off that point. I wanna show you something real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I'll give you this in a second. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yep, got you.
All right, so I'm gonna go directly to my point right here, what we need to talk about. I want you to listen to this. Conspiracy theory proponents often suggest that one should follow the money in order to reveal the hidden machinists or the conspiracy forces that are pulling the strings of the world. So indeed, last year, research determined that most of the anti-vaccine vaccination ads on Facebook anti-vaccination ads on Facebook were funded by just 2 organizations. The World Mercury Project, run by Robert Kennedy Jr., and the Stop Mandatory Vaccinations campaign, run by Larry Cook. Meanwhile, a Washington Post article reported that the Sales Foundation was a major funder of the Informed Consent Action Network that in turn sponsored anti-vaccination campaigns and demonstrations amidst the U.S. measles outbreak of 2019. Peep game. Robert Kennedy Jr., Larry Cook, Bernard and Lisa Sales, and Andrew Wakefield are heralded icons of the anti-vaccination movement. It's curious to see how heroes and villains are viable, crowned and demonized within the vaccination information wars. For those drawn to conspiracy theories, that makes Bill Gates and Dr. Anthony Fauci chosen villains, but a multimillionaire Kennedy hired a hedge fund manager, a self-proclaimed natural living advocate who profits from anti-vaccination messaging, and defrocked physician who fabricated data in order to profit from the development of his own vaccine, the messiahs of the anti-vaccine movement. So, they say your boy Wakefield doctored up some information in indoctrinations, and that's what he on trial for, basically. So psychology tells us that one answer, and perhaps the best answer, is motivated reasoning. We selected our preferred political champion based on perception, whether accurate or not, or shared ideology and identity, routinely turning a blind eye to the blemishes, blights, and conflicts of interest in a way that our political opposite can't fathom and find infuriating. Now, I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to bore nobody with this particular article, but I start doing some research on the mind. I'm trying to get into the mindset of what an anti-vaxxer was thinking. And I came across this in Psychology Today. And I was reading this and I found this very interesting that this is the second time I done did this. The first time I did it on Kevin Chilhurt's page, where he put the image of advertising us coming on yesterday. And then in the comment section, I was talking to Stereo. So I found that one of the guys that was mentioned in this particular article, in a Washington Post article, he was funding the anti-vax movement, but he was an herbalist making millions of dollars off of selling herbs. So there's a conflict of interest there. Then I turn around and I see, it brighten up a little bit more based on the misinformation that's running rampant on Facebook, that the Kennedys, or Robert Kennedy Jr. and the Sales, was front running the ads, and they making millions of dollars doing this. But nobody is saying anything about the amount of money the anti-vax movement is making, the profiteers are making off of this case. I find that even more interesting. So when you brought up the money, talking about not much money in vaccinations and so on and so forth, we really never just really attacked the money that's being made on the other side of the aisle. Because there's millions of dollars being profited right now off those organizations. So when you brought that money up, I was like, nah, we looking at the money the wrong way. We letting them tell us, we letting them lead us to defending vaccines when we know really it ain't no real money being made in it.
Hey, another thing, Sean, you can even look at like us, we preach a lot of science methodology and all that. Shit, the guys on the other side of the aisle, the pseudos, they making way more money than what we making. We ain't even making, what I'm saying? I ain't making no money off this jump. So
right.
Same
because
thing.
we have real jobs.
Exactly.
Right.
Them cats making a living off of misinformation, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, y'all can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so right here. Okay, this is the children, parents' guide to children vaccines. So here you go right here. You got, quote unquote, the worldwide pharmaceutical industry. See that? It's the whole industry right there. Now watch this. This is what the vaccines make up. See that little slot right there? It says the global total of all vaccines for adults and children by all pharmaceutical companies that produce vaccines represent only 2 to 3 of $1 trillion worldwide pharmaceutical industry. Y'all say, well, that's a lot, 2 to 3% of a trade out. Man, that has nothing to do with it. The whole industry, $1 trillion industry, only 2 to 3% of it. Okay? Simple as that. So, you know, y'all put your studies together, man. Put your studies together. As a matter of fact, the vaccine companies had stopped making it into, I think it was Ronald Reagan and put in that, you know, it put the VARs together. Am I saying it right? The VARs put together the vaccine court thing, right? And so the anti-vaxxers are trying to twist that. They twist that up on you, okay? Fake you out. But the vaccine court was because everybody was trying to sue the vaccine company because it was easy money. You just make something up. So they put the vaccine court in, right? Because the vaccine makers say, well, we don't need to make them then. Y'all make them. We ain't gonna lose our money, right? Getting sued every day, that's crazy for stuff we're not even responsible for. So they put the money aside to have the vaccine court where, you know what I'm saying, you have a chance of getting some money for it. It wasn't that because they knew the vaccines was bad. It was because the vaccine company just wasn't doing it. It was like, it don't make no sense. So, you know what I mean? That's gonna come out in that conversation we have next week. We're gonna get into the numbers of that, right? So yeah, you're right about the money, but like people will just say anything. I tell you what's a money maker, right? Is that daggone fake, that fake quote unquote supplement industry that's not even that regulated. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna bring up something. But go ahead. Where you at, Corey? You want to add something to discuss, and then we can get into the mental side of it, of why we believe what we believe. But go ahead.
So y'all got into the conspiracy theories and all of that. Did y'all touch on that a little bit earlier?
No, we right where we're supposed to be. Go ahead. You can kick that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, you know, the mind of a conspiracy theorist, you know, today, you know, like the information that somebody put into the pseudo killers chat, it had a few world-renowned scientists on there, like you know, Bill Nye and some other guys, Michael Shermer, and they was discussing about the mind of a conspiracy theorist, and how today it's really, really easy to maintain a conspiracy theory because of the internet. You know, on the internet you can get together with like minds, you know, with people who think like you. So this causes you to shut off, you know, your thinking. You know, when you get in a group and you get a set mindset of the way that you're thinking and the group is thinking, it's hard to see outside of the way you think and see the flaws in whatever you're thinking, because you constantly have somebody reinforcing that same bad information to you. You know what I mean? Whether it's good information or bad information, you'll never get any other kind of information because you got that reinforcement. You're only in that box with the people who think like you. So, you know, people got to start to get outside of their box and start to ask themselves, you know, questions about, you know, the way they think, you know, they worldview, you know. And it's hard to change your worldview because most of the time you've been thinking the same, you know, that way for your whole life. So, you know, changing your mind on the worldview is very difficult, but, you know, it's some things that we got to do, you know. In today's world, you gotta kind of think outside the box, you know, a little bit. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, you know.
So I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Gary Knoll or not. So y'all can go, you can use Encyclopedia Britannica, or you can use Encyclopedia, free Encyclopedia Wikipedia. And so Gary Knoll was part of the debate that we had in December. He was on a flyer. All right, he makes millions of dollars in the quote unquote supplement industry. So Gary Noble, okay, he's an American talk radio host. Okay, so he don't got no more qualifications on the subject than me. Okay, just let y'all know, but y'all give Europeans credibility when they have no, you know what I'm saying? He's studying like I'm studying. All right, but y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all give him credit. Okay, but watch this. He's an author who advocates the pseudoscientific alternative medicine. Our community has been drowned in alternative medicine. Do y'all know what alternative medicine is? Listen to the word alternative medicine. And procedures, and my fault, and produces a line of questionable dietary supplements. Okay? He is also a prominent AIDS, HIV denialist, okay, who believes nutritional deficiencies are, right, causative agents of all illnesses. That sound familiar, huh? And has accordingly promoted fringe diet-based treatment, right, regimens for curing AIDS and other illnesses. Null holds strong anti-vaccine views and rejects the scientific consensus on topics such as water, fluoridation, genetically modified organisms, electromagnetic fields. Okay, so, I mean, this is the funny part right here. Watch this. Hold on. In 2010, Null reported that he became ill and had to see a doctor, and that 6 other consumers were hospitalized for vitamin D poisoning after ingesting a nutritional supplement manufactured by his own contractor. In a lawsuit against the company, he alleged that the supplement erroneously contained more than 1,000 times the dose of vitamin D reported on the label. So on his product, right, he trying to sue his own company or the company that he got it from. So on this labeling, you know what I'm saying, the product had more vitamin D in it than on the damn label. It say Null received numerous telephone calls from consumers while himself in severe pain. The Los Angeles Times wrote that Null's experience should give pause to anyone lured by the extravagant claims of many supplement makers, and said that it was common for dietary supplements to contain doses widely different than that are indicated on their label as a result of weak regulations. So let me tell y'all something, man. While y'all running around here, yahooing around, you know what I'm saying, dealing with these supplements from these people, you know what I'm saying, that's bagging this stuff up in their house, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with these other European companies, man, y'all need to watch that. While Divine Suspect is running around giving y'all clear lungs to take, man, y'all need to really slow down on all that. I don't understand how y'all deny science and medical science, but yet would trust some people who is dealing with an industry that's not even heavily regulated. You actually buying products from these people's table, you know what I'm saying, promise you all kind of benefits, and it ain't even been through the lenses of science. It makes no sense to me. And you dealing with white people because they cornered the market on the damn industry. So if you want to play the black card, let me play the black card. Then why is you dealing with that? Since y'all want to keep it blackity black, 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 why are you following people like Gary Noble, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? It absolutely makes no sense. And it shows that we're not prepared to deal with the onslaught of misinformation because we are the most vulnerable. We are the most vulnerable based off of our history. CK brought some of it in, based off of the things that have been done to us. You know what I'm saying? So we're just weak. And so, you know, I'm glad we got the brothers and sisters that step up, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the intelligent chat that we have. Every now and then we get a coup, right? And we'll say, come on, coup, Come on, get on the panel. You know, I'm just saying, I just found it very interesting that we play that blackity black card, right? But everything about what you're talking about is whitey, white, white.
Whitey, white, white.
Whitey, white, white to the bone. Ah, man, it's crazy, man. So yeah, Corey, you was talking about the conspiracies. And I mean, this is a killer for us. I'm gonna tell you, this is a killer. Just our brain, our believing brains, right, are predisposed to beliefs. It's part of our genetic makeup. Somewhere along the line in the genetic in the evolutionary history of our brain, right? Beliefs seem to have been essential, believing in everything. That's why you can trick a person all day long. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. The person don't love you, they just saying it. You wouldn't know, it's just words, right? So you gotta always, I teach my daughters, you know what I'm saying, and son, man, go on a person's actions is what's important. Because a person will say any damn thing. And your mind, you know, your mind wants to believe it. We're vulnerable to beliefs. And so watch this, y'all. Start raising your eyebrow when you hear a person say, well, you know we the most spiritual. Let me translate it for you. We are the most fooled. That's what that means. When they say you're the most spiritual on planet Earth, you're the most fooled. You can be tricked the most, you can be tricked the easiest. That's what that translates to. Because we understand how the brain functions. We understand how your mind works. It is programmed to believe. Y'all can jump on that.
Yeah, I was about to say, one of the things that stood out to me was when my man said, science goes against natural thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even though we come at people like, damn, y'all don't see the science, but it goes against just the nature period to think that way. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing that he said was about the superstitions or whatever, helping us survive. Like you might not have got it right all the time, but it worked one time, and you know we passed that down. So
yeah, he called that pareidolia. Can you look that up, please? Pareidolia.
Yeah, we all experience that when we outside and we're looking at the clouds or when you're looking at the bushes and all that.
Seeing them patterns.
Images.
Right. And humans are programmed to be pattern-seeking beings, you know. Well, that's a part of our natural being, you know, is to be pattern-seeking. So we see patterns like, and like you say, you look up in the clouds, you see a camel, or you know what I'm saying, you see an airplane or whatever shape clouds you might see, or you might look at a rock and say, oh man, that rock is shaped like a shark, you know, it looked like a shark, you know, this, you know, it's all kinds of different, you know, patterns that we try to familiarize ourselves with. This kind of helps us navigate, you know, through nature. You know, we try to relate one thing to another that we already familiar with. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like I done been sleepy before. Y'all know I be driving and stuff. Man, I done been sleepy before, and I start seeing objects like how you say you look in the clouds and you see things that might look like a dog or it might look like Mickey Mouse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the more tired I am, or like if I'm, you know what I'm saying, feeling sleepy, like I'll start seeing patterns and like trees and stuff like that. It's crazy how the brain works.
Sir.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
Like a sleep would do that to you. Same thing with like
man, you're getting behind it. Oh man.
Yeah, be looking at the trees and see a whole dog in there. I'm like, what the hell's going on over there?
That's why mother flowers, when they be about to die, they be talking about some more. I saw a line at the end of the tunnel. I saw Jesus and all this other craziness. Nah, mother flower, you were about to die. You were having lack of oxygen to the brain. You were hallucinating, yo.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't driving no 18-wheeler hallucinating. No.
Hey man, I'm a pro.
I better take some caffeine.
Hey, the dog, I ain't gonna run it over. It's
Give me some Mountain Dew, baby, and I'm ready.
Hey man, what's that word again? Pareidolia. Is that what you said, Corey?
Paragogy? Or paradogy?
Pareidolia.
Pareidolia. It was in that video that you had shared, right, Kent?
Yeah. Another one is patternicity. I think Michael Shermer brought that up in that Believe in Brain book, that patternicity.
Yeah, that's got to do with pareidolia. All of that's connected. I think you'll see that within that definition.
Okay. All right, let's do it. So this is the one we all got tricked by early in the game. Here y'all go. Watch this. And don't lie. Don't act like y'all didn't get it, because y'all didn't get it. Matter of fact, let's pull up the Wikipedia article. Encyclopedia Wikipedia.
CK said, I'm out here hallucinating on the road, man.
You're not hallucinating on the road. Yo.
About to run some people down, yo.
Bananas. Hey, CK, put the link in the chat, man, so we get some people on here, man.
Hey, we got some chatty patties in the chat come through.
No, I ain't
Don't be scared.
I ain't seen no chatty patties today. Everybody on their best behavior.
I don't know. They usually don't come through until about halfway through the show.
About midnight. About midnight, that's when you get the wild ones.
Gallery.
Yeah.
Peanut gallery raises his head. Okay, so y'all see this right here, right?
That's an example of pareidolia. Yep. Yes,
so that's a face right there. Absolutely, that's our ancestors up on Mars. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the face on Mars, and there's a black face. You can see the big lips, right? And on Mars. So our ancestors built that up there before they built images down here. There you go. We all got tricked by that because we didn't know the scientific jargon. We didn't realize what was happening to us, and people like Malachi York took advantage of it. I could go get the book and show you. They all talk about that. People like the young Pseudo and all them, they talk about this today. It's called pareidolia right here. This is what's happening to them. Plain and simple. Get enough of that. That's that other image again. The face on Mars. They also got the pyramids on Mars. I don't know if they got that on here. What's this? A simple collection of lines may be, what's this? Quickly perceived as a face. See?
Yep.
And even interpreted as expressing a particular emotion. See? What do y'all see right here? But it appeared in his face is a collection of fish
and poultry.
Huh?
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah,
see?
Look like chicken.
Some chicken wings or something.
All kind of stuff up here. See that? What do y'all see?
You said you asking?
Man, I'm just saying, what you see?
That one a little weird right there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing right there.
A spider or something.
Man, you see a plane? Don't nobody see a plane? What you see? A mat of Martin canals.
I see a jungle gym.
Oh man.
I have to go back and look for this video. I definitely need to share with y'all. It was something that I had watched.
Roman Sphinx.
Huh?
The Roman Sphinx. Romanian Sphinx, my fault. Actually, Milton. See? Y'all see that?
Yikes.
They show that one with the fire when they be trying to
smiling face part of a military jet. That ain't a face, that's a jet.
Yeah, they zooming in on one single part of it, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see what they doing. Yeah.
That's a face, right? No, that ain't no face. That's a dresser drawer. See? Look at that face and look at that. It's a Mari crab. That's a face though, right? But that's a crab. See the face? See that? And you know, you see people in their toast, they see the Virgin Mary and all that, right?
Yeah, they seen the Virgin Mary and a glass of tea and
Elephant Rock. Look, Elephant Rock.
That's their imagination going wild.
Yeah, look, see? In Iceland, look at that. Smiley
happy face, yeah.
See that? So on Mars, y'all, Viking 1 orbit, 1970. Here's a good one for y'all. Monument of humanity. That ain't nothing but a rock.
Erosion. That's what Mother Nature do, is erosion and all of that taking effect.
Yeah, what they say, the brain develop like pattern recognition for like survival, right? So we can know when when we're being preyed on, right?
Go ahead, look at that. Y'all see that? Landscape appears to resemble a head of a man lying on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, there y'all go. Y'all go outside and look at the clouds. And you can't help but see stuff in the clouds, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbits, faces, cars. I mean, you can't help but see it. And so, yeah, when you, I think you talked about patternicity. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So patternicity, they did that study, and what they found out is that when babies are first born, the first thing they light their eyes on, they recognize it, and they start to cleave to it. Okay, I think they did the study with some ducks too, and the ducks was able to recognize their mother's faces too. They recognize the pattern. That the same way when you see a person's face, you're like, I know you ain't seen a person in years.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, y'all seen that person before. Y'all done, we've all done that, right? Because you recognize their face. That's part of patternicity. So our minds are actually programmed to see patterns. And to see patterns is not even there. That's crazy. But this is what religion actually hijacks. It actually hijacks that. So that's religion hijacks that. It hijacks you and your beliefs. You want to believe. Just like God. Like God is the number one hijacker. Right? Most people just think of God as a biblical thing, right? But you find God in all cultures.
Right.
Because your mind is predisposed to beliefs. My man says a gene. Believe in gene, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He said because it helped us survive at one point or another, like just, you know what I'm saying, believing in one of them superstitions, we might have got the hit right one time. And then we ignore all the misses, but that one time we got it right. It saved our life.
Yeah, he said that leads to that gene is what leads to cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
And that cognitive dissonance is where you've come face to face with evidence that's contrary to your worldview or how you've been living your life your whole life, and you got to make a decision. Do you change your mind? Do you change your life, or do you ignore the evidence? It's a lot easier to ignore the evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Than to change your worldview. You know. So if all I ever heard was the good Lord is gonna come save me, and Christianity, and just lean on the Lord, let go and let God, and if all I ever heard and believed was that, and then I bump into Brother Kent, CK, Brother Unc, and have a discussion. Most of that discussion will probably go in one ear and out the other, because for me to accept that information would be for me to change my whole life in the way I think. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that cognitive dissonance, it kicks in, and it's a lot easier just to ignore the information, no matter how convincing it is,
Right.
So yeah, and like you said, religion hijacked that, and that's like one of the I guess that's one of the smartest moves I ever seen. That's the biggest magic trick. I guess maybe I should say this is the biggest magic trick I ever seen. To especially on the scale that religion took off to today. You got 3 major religions And you got most of the 7 billion people on Earth that believe in that, you know? Or at least they claim to believe it, you know. So you know it's major. It's real major.
Evolutionary psychology. I think everybody should delve into that. So like in evolution, and that's why it's important to understand evolution, right? That's why. Nope, I ain't gonna kick that off. I ain't gonna start that right now. I'm gonna hold off, but I got him.
What about that development of that eye, man? I was that book y'all told me about. What was it?
The Blind Watchmaker.
Yeah, when he started talking about how the eye developed and how it got better over time.
Yeah, that's too heavy right there, Ken. That's too heavy right there.
Hey, yo, dude, I was like, damn, it's like when you connect the dots and everything just start making more sense, man. It's like, all right, yeah, that make way more sense.
But the crazy part is the blind, the person, the character that's supposed to be the blind watchmaker is they talking about Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? Mother Nature is a blind watchmaker. It seems as if Mother Nature is building these things to perfection. You know what I'm saying? When you look at these different animals, like a starfish, or some of these different they got these rainbow crabs. That's huge, big old giant rainbow crabs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, lobsters, just beautiful. They, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, look at these animals, or look at this place, this location, you know what I'm saying? It's perfect, this, that, and the other, but it's the illusion, you know what I'm saying? It goes to that pattern seeking, that we always looking for a pattern, or we always looking for who did it, you know what I'm saying? We asking the question who instead of how,
When I was one side note real quick, man. When I was younger, I used to didn't believe a hallucination was real because I never went through it. Like as far as like you done been in the street and I seen dudes talking to themselves and you like, damn, this dude crazy. And they really be bugging out, right? But they really be seeing or hearing something, but it's not that something's there, it's that their brain is faulty, like they messed up in the mental state.
Yeah, they chemically
or on drugs.
Yeah, so when we see that, is yeah. Yeah, I just couldn't believe that they was actually hearing and seeing stuff, but then I had to realize like hallucination is real. Like people really be seeing and hearing things, and other people might look at it and be like, "Oh, them the spirits." They seeing, you know what I mean? But and when you start looking at that brain and understanding that psychology, man, it's just
that reminds me. I used to think too sometimes about that, like. So, you get the lady in church who catch the Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah.
And she, thank the Lord. And she passing out on the floor. I don't know if anybody else experienced it. This is what happens at my church, that I grew up in a Baptist church, and every once in a while, one of the sisters.
Me too, Corey. Peace.
Yeah. Peace, Sabia. What's going on, brother? Yeah. One of the ladies in the church would always catch the Holy Ghost in the church. And so I thought one day, it's like, why is that virtuous that she caught the Holy Ghost, but yet you got this crazy dude on the corner saying that he see God and he talking to God, but she in the church saying she see God and she's talking to God, or God has came over her, you know what I'm saying? But we look at the dude on the corner as if he crazy, but it's virtuous for the lady in the church, you know what I'm saying? It's like wonder, like, where's the line at? You know what I'm saying? How can we draw the line between her and the dude on the corner?
Right.
That was always, Well, the first thing we have to understand with that psychology or that idea is that when you're in the church, you're supposed to catch the Holy Ghost.
You got that jump too close, bro. Back it up a little bit. There you
Peace,
go.
peace. Can't. Yeah, this is my psychology book. The reason I brought this out because this is what everything we're talking about deals with.
1918 psychology book, yo.
Nah, this is a 2010. It's 10 years old. It's a second edition, 2010.
I'm playing.
It's actually
Now,
it's actually a
good book.
teacher's edition, and it's actually a very good book.
I'm playing.
It's cool.
Had that same edition, but I had that same series in psychology right there. I think mine is like the 4th edition or something like that.
Yeah, mine is the second edition. It's a very good book. The reason I kept it was because I didn't know I was going to need it. But it's crazy because a lot of things that we've been talking about, I've been having to go back to this book, and it has been helping me understand the psychology of our people a little bit better.
No doubt, especially when you read up on the cognitive dissonance.
Oh man, that shit right there.
Oh yeah.
That's
really,
what I was. Wow.
Yeah, that's heavy right there, man. I was hoping my man slid through. Talk about the cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance.
And even the conditioning, you know, they
and the conditioning, yes, that's real deep. The classical conditioning and the different conditioning levels that we've been through.
And they give the example. They in the edition that I got, they always use a dog as an example.
Classical conditioning.
Yeah. And how the dog, you know, after a while, you know, the dog don't even know why, but he don't sit on the furniture.
Here it is, right here.
You train him get him trained so much, or when he hear that bell ring, when you ring the bell for him to come get the food, he automatically starts salivating at the mouth, even though he don't see the food yet. As soon as he hear that bell, he starts to salivate.
Right there, it is, right there. There go the whole example.
Yes. I got that series right there. Yeah, that's good. That's good reading right there.
Yes, it is.
Teacher's edition, huh? The teacher's man.
Yeah. I actually found it at my old school. It was being thrown away. Somebody had put it in a throwaway book in a throwaway bin. I'm like, oh, this is a teacher's manual. So what I decided to do was I took it to my professor, and he was like, you can have it. I was like, oh, for real? It was like, you passed the class. I was like, okay, well, thanks.
Yeah, no doubt. That's cool. I got it because my wife went through nursing school or whatever. And so I kept all I didn't let her, you know how they say, well, you can turn your book in for a couple $, you know, the book costs, you know, $700, but they want to give you $20 for the book at the end. You know, I'm like, no, we ain't giving away none of the book. We ain't giving away nothing. You know what I'm saying? We keeping everything. So, you know, I
think chapter 5 will be a good chapter for us to go over. How do we learn?
Yeah, no doubt. That's all good information.
Why? Because it'll teach us about habituation and, you know, all the different levels of this habituation and how we break away from certain ideas and how certain ideas become constant, or certain stimuli, or, you know, facts, or like Ankh was saying, you know, I don't like using the B word, you know, certain beliefs become normal in your life, so you're constantly doing them, so they just become a part of your everyday behavior, you know, like waking up and brushing your teeth, or washing your face, you know. But you learn these things through other people, watching other people, like Ankh was saying about a baby memorization. That's one of the things I learned in this class. Like, I was shocked to realize that babies have facial recognition is like instantaneous.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
not the only ones.
Also, too,
dogs
like
can do the same thing too.
Yeah.
But the group thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's better, you know, when back in the savannah, you know, 300,000 years ago, it was better to think like the group. You know what I'm saying? It was better not to be an outsider and think outside of the box, you know. But see, now it's a little bit different, but we still have that, we still hold on to that group thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine, when you're younger and you out with your friends and everybody start to do something, maybe y'all out in the alley and everybody start throwing rocks and breaking out windows, better than breaking out windows. But since the group is doing it, you're going to do it too. You know what I'm saying? So that
walk the fuck away.
At one point in time, it was best to go ahead and throw those rocks with the group. Right. You know what I'm saying? And now it's different,
Right.
So we still kind of dealing with some of our older or archaic ways of thinking, right. When they kind of outdated, and we need to get kind of get out of that, or find a better way to utilize that or tap into that part of our brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because survival was it was harder to survive if you was isolated from the group. So say like if we in a a community of nothing but believers and weird stuff, and we're the only ones saying, well, nah, that ain't right, man. They not gonna want to rock with us. So
right.
We might be chilling by ourselves somewhere, and then a threat comes, and we don't have a group to back us up to defend ourselves.
And we're going to be taken out because we don't have that.
Facts. So it ended up being that they survived more because that's what the group think thing did. Help them to survive and help them genes pass down. Meanwhile, you still have every once in a while a thinker that goes outside the box, goes against the grain or whatever. And I think that's why we outnumbered.
Man, we also outnumbered because we've basically accepted the teaching. It's not only that we have that belief mechanism wired in us. We've accepted the belief wholeheartedly. So like Ankh said earlier about us being the most spiritual people, he was exactly right. We are the most easily deceived people, the easily tricked people on the planet, because we have tried to take on the identity. Not only did we try to take on the religion, we've also tried to take the identity of those people in that book. And that's the psychological problem right there.
So let me add this number Sosa in here real fast. You want to say something, CK?
No, I was just pretty much gonna tag team on what Sabio saying. They're trying to live out a fantasy. It's like reading a comic book. You know what I mean? Like I said before, one of the best books probably made about the Bible was the Action Bible. Like, yo, if y'all get that joint, like the Bible makes sense. Like once you put it in a science fiction context, but as soon as you try to make this joint seem like reality, like animals really talking, you know what I mean? Mother flowers, parting water and coming back to life.
Man,
try to make that seem like that's real. Most people aren't going to buy that because they know that doesn't happen in real life. But as soon as you put it into a science fiction context, yo, that's actually a cool movie.
Man,
a cool TV show.
Somebody told me I need to rewatch The Passion of the Christ. I fell out laughing.
So let's look at, if you study Charles Darwin, he circumnavigated the globe, and he was running into indigenous tribes, right? And so let's look at what stage of technology that they ran into us with. So here's a question for the group. Are we just as superstitious now as we was back in the Bronze Age, Iron Age, and Stone Age? Or has technology allowed us to be able to alleviate some of those superstitions? What y'all think?
That's an interesting question. I think we're more superstitious now than we were back then because they had to rely more on what they can attest to and the things that they can actually see. You understand?
All right, that's your answer. You don't need it long.
You think
we had King Sosa? What's your answer?
There's no way we can be more because science is way more prevalent than it was however many years you want to back up.
Okay. No way. Where you at, Concrete Corey?
I agree with Sabio. I think we're more superstitious, and I think the reason is because technology has allowed us to be more superstitious.
Exactly. He did let me
allowed
finish.
us to link up with more like minds. You know what I'm saying? So that's my answer.
We can get group superstitions now. Where you at, CK? What you think?
Man, all I got to say is these mother flowers tripping. Y'all have lost your minds. We only been using science like that for like what, 200-ish some odd years?
1700.
Before that, people were doing astrology and numerology
That's
and
science.
drinking poisons.
That's
and stuff. That ain't science.
Nah,
that
that
was
ain't science.
pseudoscience back then, yo. They were definitely way more superstitious and crazy as hell back then compared to
Nah.
today.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of people are still holding on to that stuff.
Nah.
And it's usually
Honestly,
the uneducated.
we way more superstitious now. We still hold on to the, if you step on a crack, break your mama back. Walk, split poles, don't split
You
poles.
don't really believe that.
Yeah,
My
split
feet.
a pole in St. Louis.
Sweep somebody's feet in Indiana.
Man, sweep
All
somebody's
right,
feet in my house.
All right, hold on. We gotta let Kent get in there. What you think, Kent?
Shit, man. Part of me want to say more back then because they didn't have anything else to go by. But now, I mean, you got, like they said, the internet. You got a global group thinking type of thing going on, the way it spreads way more faster with religions, myths, all that. So
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like I say, I want to say back then because we ain't had sign, but now because we have more reach around the world.
I would say it's the same, but now at least we have mechanisms to distinguish. That back then, the only thing you had was word of mouth, right? You didn't have the scientific method that could actually show you, right? You know what I'm saying? You didn't have tools. So I'm saying our minds are the same. Homo sapiens sapien minds are the same. We just have technology. Now we can catch the mother flowers.
Tools. You got the tools.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, if somebody said they walked on water, you know what I mean? You would believe it. Like I said, he walked on water. You know what I'm saying? Like now we know you can't walk on water. There's no, you know what I'm saying? You're just crazy if you believe that.
Physics.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You know what,
Goddamn, say, let me finish. I ain't cut you off.
Oh, my fault. My fault, homie.
This is
I
not
thought you was
your
finished.
show. I will not. I'm playing with you.
You good? My fault, homie.
So no, I think the point I want to make real fast is that I think our minds are still the same, but now we have something we can actually rely on.
Right.
Right. And we just won't, you know, we could take advantage of that where all of us don't got to be spooked out. Like I said, I'm not going to sleep in a damn funeral home, yo. Think about that. That's just some superstitious shit. Dead people don't walk no more. That's it. They're gone. Yeah. They can do no harm to you. So, you know what I mean? So there you go. And I know there's no such thing, but I'm superstitious. I ain't sleeping no daggone funeral home. So there you go. But go ahead, Steve.
Nah, I was just, because somebody just made a good point in the chat. Somebody just said flat earth. You know, that bullshit. How many people just started believing in trying to, come on, man.
It's part of the brain, though.
I mean, that's some bullshit.
We still have to remember that science ain't a natural way for the mind to think. Like we going against our own natural way of thinking when we talking science.
As a whole, do you think the population base is more intelligent now, or do you think they were more intelligent 100 years ago?
I say now.
Yeah, we're more intelligent.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah, I agree with that now, because
superstition would lie where you find the least amount of intelligence. So the further you go back and the least intelligent population base you're gonna get the more superstitious group.
I think maybe. I mean, superstition and and belief, they kind of run in the same field to me. It's all bullshit. So
I mean,
yeah, you find that in Mississippi right now. Mississippi is the most religious state in America, yet they the least educated, and they doing the work. They in the worst poverty too. So there you go.
So that could be another reason why we are so superstitious and religious.
So let's
Because
do this.
as
Let's pull up an article. My fault, Sabian. I'm gonna pull this article up. Cognitive Science of Religion. All right, now y'all put this in y'all pseudo killer folder. Okay, cognitive science of religion is the study of religious thought and behavior from the perspective of cognitive science, and often engages with and assumes as its foundation evolutionary science. The field employs methods and theories from a very broad range of disciplines, including cognitive psychology, evolutionary psychology, cognitive anthropology, artificial intelligence, developmental psychology, and archaeology. Scholars in this field seek to explain how human minds acquire, generate, and transmit religious thoughts, practices, and schemes by means of ordinary cognitive capacities. And so all that religious shit is about to fall. You're still gonna have the same amount of people bugged out.
did you say cognitive dissonance theology?
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, I just put a cognitive dissonance theology.
Cognitive science of religion.
Cognitive science of religion. All right.
Put that in your folder, read that. Start watching all the videos you can watch. Get some books on it. And this is the weapon I use against those who play the religious game with me, who think they super slick and super smart. I'll get them with this. It's a good one.
So are you gonna put that in the back chat so I can throw it out to the world?
Man, the world got the cognitive science of religion. Encyclopedia, Wikipedia, or they also have an article in Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, they got. I got it right here.
I'm reading a book right now by Nicholas Wade. It's called The Faith Instinct: How Religion Evolved and Why It Endures. This is a real good book too.
So put that book out there again. What's the book?
It's called. It's by Nicholas Wade. The Faith Instinct.
Faith Instinct.
All right, we got the believing brains, right? Yeah, I always say believing mind, I mess it up. Believing brains, that's Michael Sherman. What you got, Corey? Give us a book. Corey ain't on here. Where you at, Kent? Give us a book.
Hold on, my bad, man. I went back to eating the shrimp. Hold on.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
Give me a book. Give us a book.
All right, hold up. Let me pull one up.
Man, come on, Ken, ain't nowhere in the world, yo. The Blind Watchmaker, Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene, The Universe from Nothing.
Magic of Reality, man. That's one of my favorites right there. Magic of Reality by Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, what else you got? Come on, man.
Yeah, you already said Selfish Gene, Social Leap. That'll give you that more of that evolution of the human social gathering and all of that. How we kind of that thing we was talking about earlier about group thinking and all that.
Hey, this is a good one. Why we believe in gods. We got people that believe in God. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy, Ken?
Man, you got me when you told me my man's was.
I'm like, nah, yo, they don't believe. They believe in God, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty good book, though. I mean, nonetheless,
it was super serious. I'm gonna tell you why we believe in gods.
I give you another good book too. It's a little more, complicated, but it's called the Deep History of Ourselves. The 4 billion year story of how we got conscious brains by Joseph Ledoux. It's like probably one of my favorite neuroscientists.
All right,
you're real serious.
Yeah, that's mandatory reading for y'all. Like y'all gotta start reading. Y'all gotta up. Y'all can't be blocked in. We like to bring a little flavor, but to be real with you, man, it's not enough of this in the community intelligent conversation. Y'all just gotta broaden y'all horizons, man, and stop and don't be scared of white people. I think we just became scared of white people. It's crazy to me. I'm saying, like, this is crazy. Yeah, hit you with the label. That's the white man science. Like my man did yesterday on the show. He had a daggone what was it? What did he have? Hey Sean, what did he have?
Sean not even on the panel no more.
He was Radio. What's his name? Radio. He had a
stereo. I ain't got a radio.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Stereo had a daggone breathing mechanism. But if you got like sleep disorder, sleep apnea, right? He had a breathing machine that he put on his face at night. You know what I'm saying? With some kind of chip and all that, right? Got that on his face, sleep at night. But yet he's saying that we supposed to be black power and we giving up black so and we trust the white people. I say, well, Dan, you about to put a machine on your face made by white people, bro. You sure the plastic ain't gonna let out some kind of poison gas and kill you at night, bro? How would you know?
Hey, it's called a CPAP. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't even remember what it was called.
Yeah, see, yeah. How could he put that on his face? Government.
Yeah, they could put something in the machine.
Yeah, right. Like, how you sure they ain't putting stuff in to attack your melanin, bro?
You never know. That machine that he could be using every night, it could be preventing him from getting better.
Oh man. Right.
Hey, you know, when you look at the societies though, like in the past, right? What they always did was they would find the people with the best information and study on them. If they conquered them, they took their books. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So since, you know what I mean, they're at the Europeans on top, bro, you got to go through that system. You got, you know what I mean? You just got to give it up, bro. They got the books. They, you know what I'm saying? You got to go learn what they learn and then take it to the next step like every other nation did, bro.
Right.
But you got other white people. It ain't just white people, man. You got India. You got China.
Yeah, you know, how the black folks only focus on white. So we got to, like, once if they'll take it from the white, they'll take it from anybody. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? But yeah, they got, you know what I mean? You got to get it from you know, because I was looking at a show today, right? And these folks, I was looking at Animal Planet, right? They were dealing with fruit bats, and I'm like, there's no time for us to get caught up with the fruit bats, bro. Like we ain't got no African Americans out there with the with a place where they're studying fruit bats. We got to take that information. We got to, you know, skip to and just get the information and go from there. You know what I'm saying? And then once we get ahead, you know what I mean? Because like they got too far of a head start on us, bro. To think that we just gonna ignore what they got and just do our own thing. It's just impossible.
Man, I gotta check that the Sapiens out too, man. I'm trying to get started on that, but
I got that book too. Yeah, I got a book too. I ain't started yet though. But
Yuval Harari.
Yeah. I heard I caught like a little damn commercial and I was like, no, I'm gonna get that book. Just bought it off the whim.
That one, he got a second one. I bought that junk. Man, yeah, I be buying them sometimes faster than I can read them, man, just because I just buy them all the time. I got a habit.
Yeah, I do too. I got a bad habit of that. I got to stop buying books before I can read the ones I got. I got so many books I still have to read. I got shit.
Facts.
Like I just showing it right here, Plato's Republic. This is I think everyone should read this. Just to get a better understanding of politics. If you really want to understand how this so-called system works, this is a good book that'll help you.
Okay.
Because in this they set up a so-called democratic state, and it shows you that it cannot work without poverty.
Man, let me get a shot. No.
And then that book right there, The New Jim Crow. I think everyone should read that too if they haven't. Get a better understanding of how the 13th Amendment is actually working against us in 2020.
Well, you better not read no pseudo books, boy. Might be sliding slightly.
Nah.
It's a twin.
Let me tell you,
just to let y'all know, that book is in the New Black Knowledge Discord server too.
Which one, CK?
The one on the right.
Oh, y'all got pseudo books? Is that a pseudo book?
Why you think that's a pseudo book, huh?
I don't know. I'm just talking. God damn, man.
I'm silly.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that book's not pseudo.
Nah, that book, she went in that.
Yeah, what's the thesis, yo? Yeah, what?
Basically that the prison system is the new slavery system because as the
Man, get
13th
out of here with that.
because basically she's saying because of the 13th Amendment, the
13th
clause in
Amendment.
the 13th Amendment is that
Nah,
slavery.
I'm done. I'm
Hold
done.
on. The
Netflix,
clause in the
I'm done with
13th
that.
Amendment. The
yeah,
clause in the
Netflix got a
13th Amendment is that.
No.
Hold on, because there's a clause in the 13th Amendment that says that you can only be a slave if you're a criminal.
Whatever, man.
That's the 13th Amendment. You can pull it
are
up.
you seriously gonna take that out of context like that? That's the shit Rob Bourne did, yo. Come on, yo.
That's basically what it sounds like.
Yeah,
She's saying
Netflix got a show on that called the 13th Amendment.
the 13th Amendment. Yeah, I watched it the other day.
Yeah. They get to
I
kind of
mean,
give
I
breakdown.
think it's an exaggeration a little bit, but it is kind of right because when people get put in the penal system,
Don't do that.
no, I'm just saying, like, it's an exaggeration, but to a degree,
You lose
it
all
does
your
make
rights.
sense because once you get locked up in prison, you have no more rights. You can't vote.
Yo, that's disrespectful.
You cannot vote.
Yeah, you can't vote.
Serious right now, though.
You lose a lot of your rights. You can't go nowhere. They can pretty much have you working, making those license plates and making whatever kind of El Cheapo stuff.
Called the new slavery, right? Yeah.
But they do pay them shockingly, so I don't know if we can really say
I just want to get
slavery,
this straight. Y'all gonna compare a criminal, going to jail with the enslavement of our ancestors?
No.
No.
You taking it out of
context.
context.
The part where I said it's a bit of an exaggeration. Did you just completely miss me saying that?
Wait a minute.
You taking it out of context. That is not.
I'm taking it out of context. You sure it ain't the other way around?
That is not. We're not even comparing. We're not even comparing them. We're not even.
Why are we using the term, yo? When I was selling dope, dog, and got locked up, I wasn't a fucking slave. I was fucking selling dope, yo.
Hey, T said they're on the highway cleaning for 10 cents an hour.
Slavery.
Yo, man, so,
that's some slavery shit.
All right, hold
That's
on.
some slavery shit.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. So somebody rape y'all daughter. Do y'all care if they making 10 cents an hour on the road? Yes or no?
Hell yeah, I don't want to make it shit.
I want them dead.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's keep it. Let's just be real, yo. So I'm not talking about when you get locked up for an ounce of crack cocaine. The laws was crazy. That's something different. Even that's not a damn slave. You can get visitations. You can get
We're not saying it's the comparison. It's to slavery. She's saying the rights that are taken from criminals puts them in the level of a slave.
But it don't, yo. You can go to school, yo. You can get your GED, yo.
Some of them had that. Some of them had that. My brother is one that had his high school diploma when he got locked up.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna let y'all have that since y'all think getting locked up is a slavery.
No, we're not.
I don't think we're saying that. I was saying, we ain't saying that, bro.
So why mention the word, then, yo? Why mention the word, yo? Just say you fucking got locked up and lost your rights as a citizen.
Because
of
the technicality of it. You ain't never seen the 13th Amendment on Netflix.
Right.
No, nigga, I've read the 13th Amendment, and just because it's on Netflix don't mean it's no.
That's not what I said. I said have you seen the breakdown? So I ain't saying just because it's on Netflix. Come on now. I'm just saying.
What the breakdown say?
They just give you a breakdown of the theory why they're saying what they're saying, and then you can see what they're saying and see if you agree with it. They're not saying it's exactly like slavery, but you got to hear
that is not what we're saying. We're not even saying it's on the level of slavery, bro.
I start saying ghosts run through my head, yo.
Flashback in that
joke. My superstition say y'all let him get away with that.
Silly as shit.
No way. Them niggas got 4 meals. They get visitation. You get your ramen noodles, all kind of cookies and cakes and candy. You can get all that. And you might get 10 cents an hour.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, slaves got paid.
Seven.
Some slaves got a little pay too.
Yeah, they did.
You can lead a plantation, and make side money.
Yeah, if you get a pass, right?
Get a pass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Make a little side hustle and shit.
I don't like the comparison, yo, because you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
I mean, I understand it too. And when I first read the book, I didn't like the comparison. But then when I started looking at the mass incarceration and things like that, that's what I started. That's when I started like saying, okay, it makes a little bit of sense.
Explain that though. Somebody explain it. The 13th Amendment actually abolished slavery. Do y'all agree or disagree? Say yeah. Say yeah. Don't say say yeah. You gotta say yeah.
I mean, it did to an extent.
No, it actually did that, and then
they had that.
We can read it. Pull up.
Then they had that at the 14th and 15th Amendment.
Yeah, and then because you got to look at how they took the 13th, and then that led into convict leasing.
Mm-hmm.
So they took that, and then trumped up charges. So
yep.
Since we can enslave you legally, then we're going to trump up charges, get you incarcerated.
Yep. So they had to make the 14th Amendment.
Like Eddie Murphy life, a simple crime gets you spend your whole life in jail. Regular.
We ain't talking about that. We talking about the 13th Amendment.
Yeah, I agree on that part.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna look. We know disproportionately we get locked up more. You know what I'm saying? We know all that. We know they don't play fair. I'm agreeing with all that. We ain't gonna sit up here and get with the 13th Amendment, act like it didn't, you know what I mean, support the destroying of the institution of slavery, because it did.
Yeah.
Then they say if you break laws, your ass is grass. Let's just put it all in context. And you know, back then you ain't had to break no law. They was locking you up.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk
Sundown.
about that, yo. We can have that
sundown.
conversation. Yeah, but now that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. And people do get locked up. Has not broke the law, but everybody I knew, all my friends did it.
Hey.
So
I know most of my friends did it, so I can't say that they innocent for anything they didn't get locked up for. Shit. I know I was guilty for every crime that I went to jail for. If they caught me, I did it 9 times out of 10.
I ain't never been guilty.
10 times out of 10.
Shit.
Then I get locked up for shit I didn't do, but I did so much shit that it evens out.
I ain't never got locked up for no shit I did do. He said it evens out. He said karma works against you. He said that's how karma worked against you.
All the time in the street, yo. You rarely get caught.
Right.
You believe in karma? You believe in karma?
No. I'm just saying that's how the game is played. That's the game in the street. Whereas though the police will put something on you, yo. Throw something, you know what I'm saying? Act like that's your gun. But you done got away with carrying a gun for 5 years straight. Illegal gun. You know what I'm saying?
I never had to carry a gun.
Full of guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? I did all that. And then you just get caught for the gun that wasn't even yours. I mean, that's in the game. That's in the game. It's understood.
Yeah, you got charged with the gang.
You got charged with the gang. You shooting at people all the time, then you just get shot on some dumb shit. You be like, damn, why the fuck I just get shot? Well, how many times you just banged on that? It's crazy.
That's why I never kept the gun.
One time I made a police officer so mad, he said, I will plant shit. I was like, you know what? Let me chill out.
He said, what? What did he say?
He said, I will plant shit. You know what I'm saying? I was snapping at him. He said, man, look, I will plant shit, bro. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and chill on out, bro. Yeah, he say something like that. He's serious.
You want to know? Y'all want to know something that I find kind of crazy? All my friends that wound up carrying guns are either dead or in jail for the rest of their lives. I didn't never think I was that scary to need a gun.
What?
I didn't ever think I was that.
Besides your Second Amendment right.
Hold on. I know all about my Second Amendment right and all that. Growing up as a teenager in Pasadena, California, I grew up around the Pasadena Denver Lane blood gang, one of the most notorious blood gangs I've ever seen in my life. Okay. I did not ever feel like I needed a gun in any situation. And that's just because of me. Like now I got a gun and I don't even care.
You got lucky, man.
Look. Hey, man.
Hold on. I've been shot at. Hold on. I've been shot at.
You needed a gun, man.
I've been jumped. I've been in fights.
You had that gun on you, bro. You wouldn't have none of that.
Hey, he said he named scenarios where he needed
I was all, but all those situations I was able to handle myself. And I'm still here. The reason why I never
got shot 5 times, my nigga. And I ain't had my gun in my hand, nigga. I wish I had it.
I didn't ever. I just bought a gun at the age of 41. My first gun.
Hey, and that's good, bro.
Wait, did I just hear Sabian, you smoking grass? Stop smoking grass.
No, I'm serious.
I got shot at.
Yeah. And I ever had it. And I never had a gun. I promise you, I have not ever had a gun.
If you had that thing,
I have no reason to lie to anybody.
Sabian, listen, relax.
If you'd had that thing on you, they wouldn't jump you, bro.
Based off your life of getting jumped, getting shot at, and all that, yo, you nigga, you should have had a gun. That's why we have a gun.
No,
no,
I've only been robbed once.
Oh no!
Hey,
it's getting worse.
No,
one robbery,
and it wasn't for shit but a cell phone and $3.50.
And he probably had a knife.
What?
No, he had a gun.
Oh.
He had a gun.
It worked for him.
Hey, I had $3 and a cell phone. You think I was mad?
Yeah,
shit, I laughed. I laughed. I wasn't tripping. It was the phone wasn't on, and it was $3. And then the dude wound up getting killed the next week trying to rob somebody else.
They say, you ever seen any gun videos on why you should have a gun? It's your story, bro.
Yes.
It's a classic story of why we have guns in America.
Yes, but see, the thing is, this is the other reason why I've never had a gun. You didn't let me finish because I was always taught if you pull it, you use it.
Right, that's why you have a gun.
So that's why I do know that I don't have a gun because I didn't have a gun growing up because I had that stupid mentality.
That ain't a stupid
I was high-headed. Hold on. I was high-headed, and when those situations when I was fighting, had I had a gun, I would have shot somebody.
That's why you have a gun, so you ain't fighting all the time, yo.
You wouldn't have got robbed, bro. You deserve it.
$3.
But you would have needed to shoot. You would have needed to shoot his ass.
He got shot the next week by somebody else he tried to rob.
Lucky you, because he could have came back and got you again.
All right, you're like, oh, this man don't got no gun.
He wasn't gonna survive. He wasn't gonna survive.
All right, let's bring it back. We done went to shooting and robbing in jails. Enough of that.
Yep.
Back to the college business. Back to the show.
My shit funny. I like it.
Yeah, I ain't
oh, you good, bro?
I'm gonna write a book about that shit. Trust me, I'm writing a book. I'm thinking about writing a book about some of the dumb shit I've been through.
I was about to say that's gonna be a short story.
Hey, last words. Anybody want last words? Where you at, Kent? Give me Sabian. Go ahead. No more shoot 'em up stories, yo.
Oh man,
real quick and don't go out, yo. You on the
nah, we cool. I just want to say, man, we need to get more literate about reality. We need to focus on reality and try to make best of the situations that we have. Support the people out there protesting, don't get in their way. Don't try to stop this energy with that Jesus shit. Keep him away because, when he comes in the way, shit dies.
All right, got you. All right, where you at, King Sosa?
Shit, all right, man. Look, man, ain't nothing but peace, love, and good night, man. That's all it is.
Sabian and God is on why you should have a gun. Isn't it crazy, yo?
Hey, I never felt I needed one, yo.
Brother Kent, that's one brother that needed a gun, yo.
He said one time the nigga had me in a chokehold, but I was
nah, ain't nobody ever had me.
I was fucking with you, say. I mean, I'm just messing with you, Savio.
It's cool. All that shit funny. Trust me. I won more fights than I lost, and the only times I got jumped, it was a couple times. And hey, I wrong place at the wrong time. All I can say on those situations.
Criminal. So you running around being a criminal. Now, let me stop.
You damn right. You
Criminal
damn
without
right.
a gun, yo.
You
There
damn
was
right.
that one time I robbed that bank, but you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I wish see shit like that. Nah, I probably would have used a gun, but I didn't ever have to have a gun. You know.
Where you at, CK?
What we talking about now?
Just closing words. Say
Guns and Roses, baby.
And we closing early.
Criminal without a gun.
Anyways.
He robbing people with his finger.
No, I was beating their ass and robbing them. Actually, I was doing 211s. I was doing strong arm robberies, 211s.
Man, you get the same amount of time, yo.
Hey, exactly.
211. What the hell was it? You was on 212, nigga, robbing with a finger, nigga.
I was doing 211s, homie. I was doing 211s, homie. Running up, beating their ass, putting them in chokehold, beating the shit out of them.
Wow. I wouldn't have made it long in Baltimore, Maryland, yo.
Oh,
shit, I knew. Hey, I learned mixed martial. I know a little taekwondo and kickboxing.
A little longer to talk to me like that.
You're kicking niggas, man.
You damn right. I kick a nigga right in his motherfucking rib cage. What you mean?
Cussing, come on, yo. You cussing yourself to death, yo.
I mean, all of you motherflowers been cussing. You too.
I kick you right in his rib cage. What you mean? And crack a couple of them.
So you run from a person that said,
Nah, I catch you from behind. I catch you from behind, and if they try to get, and if it got physical, that's when I have to bring out the physicality.
I ain't gonna lie, that would make
it physical.
Look, I ain't gonna lie, that would make a good story right there. Robbing people using karate, bro. That's a different.
Yeah, I have. I whooped the nigga butt and took his money. After I whooped his butt, I used karate on him.
Man, ACK, come on, CK. Let's get out of this frame, this crazy frame at this point.
And I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all need to stop smoking.
I'm serious as hell. I'm not making none of this up.
We ain't gonna let you
Okay.
keep making it up, though, yo.
Anyways, I just wanted to say peace to the panel once again and peace to the chat. It's been a very interesting night. Thought we was gonna talk about some other stuff too, but hey, we can save it for another day. Make sure y'all like and favorite the show. Make sure y'all share it and all that good stuff. And definitely go check out Chill Talk on Facebook, spelled exactly the way you think it's spelled. He has a YouTube channel as well. So Brother Dr. Maya and Brother Sean, they're gonna be going at it on the pseudos. And it's gonna be a bloodbath. I'm just forewarning you, it's gonna be a bloodbath. But it should be pretty entertaining, and we should all be learning a decent amount. And of course, as well, definitely make sure y'all subscribe to, Kofi Pie Side TV, Mossy Warrior Clan, New Black Knowledge. And of course, the New Black Knowledge Discord server is jumping. If you ain't up in there, you should be up in there. Free books for days, free applications to use to do whatever you need to do for days. And we cool people up in there. So I'll at your girl. Peace.
Hey, man. All I can tell you is all that stuff Sabian was trying to, don't try it at home.
Hey, I agree. Not nowadays.
Look,
back in the 80s, it was a little bit easier, 80s or 90s.
I didn't say that for you to jump in the conversation. That's my closing remarks, yo. Let me close out, man. Hey, look, I see you, D. Appreciate you, man. Sutek was good, man. Holla at you, man. I see you, Evans, man. You know what I mean? Zan, what it do? We out of here. Who else we got? Oh, I see you. Anusha. All right. It's all good. And I see everybody else. I'm gonna hit them up. Gaines. Yeah. What else we got in here?
Hey, tell them don't forget to subscribe to the Pseudo Killer channel, man. Y'all check that out. We only got 100 subscribers. That's retarded. Yeah, we gotta get that thing right.
But know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start going live on it.
Man, we might have to start dropping the bag on that joint, man.
Yeah, we're gonna start dropping some bangers on that and get y'all in there, man. But look, appreciate, man. We don't want to go too long with these shows, man. Appreciate everybody on the panel, yo, and we out, man.
Peace.